my high school reunions this year, not my first one, my high school reunions this year, I'm ambivalent. I don't feel a strong desire to go. Have you guys gone to any of yours?
I have not. I've completely avoided them.
Yeah, I would say fuck that.
It's car con carne. Let's eat in the car. It's car con carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Alstyne.
And it is Car Con Carne, the world's only food podcast recorded in a car. I'm James Van Alstyne. That car is my Mazda 3, and I'm parked on Armitage, right in front of Tacos Garcia, which is about the diviest taco place I think Car Con Carne has been to yet. And I'm joined tonight by Alan and Prescott, members of V-Sparks, such a wonderful Chicago band. That glam, that 70s sound, you guys have brought it back and it really reinvented it. I love the way you sound. I wish in my heart of hearts there was a way to get you to play electric in my car. There's not, so you're just here to eat tacos with me. Welcome, guys.
Thanks.
Hey, thanks, man.
Is this true? You haven't really done many interviews. You've been around for like 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
We really haven't done much of any interviews. Nobody seems that interested in having a discussion with us.
Which is weird, because I thought, at least for a while, back when you launched, I thought you were approaching having a moment there. So I find that surprising.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think you're right. I think we were generating more interest back then, and we took a little bit of a hiatus. So, I think that definitely
stunted our growth for sure.
Yeah, that hurt us for a bit.
Mm-hmm. I remember I started doing the local music show on KQX last May, and I tracked Prescott down because I'm like, I want to get V-Sparks music to play on the radio, and it was almost like you were surprised I reached out to you.
I was.
Like, what do you want? What's your purpose? Really?
To tell you the truth, I didn't even recognize it was you at first, because I remember you from long ways back on the radio, and I saw the name and I just thought you were just a regular dude.
I am a regular dude. How dare you? How dare you?
You know what I mean? Just a regular fan searching out the music. So I had no idea, and then all of a sudden it clicked. I'm like, oh, JVO. It all clicked.
Well, I do love your stuff, and it's funny, when I first reached out to you, you said something like, well, we're working on new stuff, maybe it'll see the light of day, maybe something will come from it, and it did, and this new EP is really good.
Thanks.
I love the way you sound. What's the plan moving forward? I mean, are you all in? Now that you're back at it?
Al?
Yeah.
You want to take that one?
Absolutely. We are all in. I think this EP was kind of our rebirth, if you will, and we all just realized, man, we have so many great songs that we need to finish, and we need to have people hear. You
have so many great songs, and you're doing something no one else is doing, or at least not at the level you are.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you guys have owned this sound completely. And while I'm on the glam note, the guitar riff to 20th Century Boy.
Yeah.
Best guitar riff ever?
It's definitely a good one. I love it.
You're not hiding the music you grew up on.
No, that's what we love. I mean, we don't listen to a lot of modern music. I mean, we have a couple bands that we like, but for the most part we just listen to a lot of the retro stuff, a lot of the classics. And yeah, we don't hide at all that we're way into it.
So I just opened my tacos. Ellen, you and I both did the pastor. Just seemed like the easiest thing to do. And Prescott, you got steak?
I got the steaks, and they are fantastic.
These are going to be a little challenging to eat. Because when she says you want cilantro and onion on it, the answer is always yes. It'd be rude to say no. But Prescott, you did the total gringo thing. You asked for cheese and sour cream too.
I know. I usually don't, but I just had to go for it this time.
I get it.
I can't remember the last time I've had sour cream. I never order it.
Oh, Alan, this is spicy. The pastor is definitely spicy.
It's got a kick for sure.
I like it. But here's the thing. I joke about how this is the diviest looking place I've been to for Car Con Carne. I don't know that I'd know the difference between a truly transcendent pastor taco and just a good pastor taco. They all taste kind of amazing to me.
Especially in this area.
I've had a bad one. I will say that. Usually when it's dry, it's not juicy. That's when it's not right.
As promised, onions and cilantro on my red hoodie. It's like a keepsake souvenir.
I will say the best thing about South by Southwest was the pastor taco that we had when we were there.
Yeah.
Remember that place?
They've got great tacos.
Oh, God.
So you went last year.
No. What year did we play there?
What was that?
Can't remember what year it was, 2013 or something like that.
Isn't it almost prohibitive for an independent man to make that trip and do that whole South by thing?
Yeah, it sucked. I don't recommend anybody do it.
It's changed a lot over the years too. I mean, I'm sure anyone that goes will agree. I mean, even when we went, it was a little overwhelming.
It was terrible. Listen, even I'm not joking. Even the 7-Eleven had a showcase.
No, actually it doesn't surprise me at all.
I mean, every single place has a showcase, and nobody's at any of them except for the ones that are really, pushed by labels or by the blogs and stuff like that. So
see, that's just it. There's such an expense to get down there, and then when you get down there, the ability to be seen is really diminished by the fact that, like you said, there's a showcase at the 7-Eleven. Every coffee house has something. Every bar, every restaurant, any public gathering place.
Every single place has a show. It's just absurd.
And it's impossible to cut through.
Yeah, you can't make any noise there unless you just happen to, land on a lucky showcase.
Mm-hmm. When you guys started in 2000, was it 2007?
Yeah.
What was the goal then? Because you mentioned labels, and I was wondering if back then if that was still a goal, getting a record deal.
I mean, well, it's always it's a double-edged sword with the labels. You never know. So you can get a label deal, and then especially now with the 360 deals. If you get a deal now, and a band like us would never get a deal now, like with those.
What do you mean by 360?
Well, now if you get a major label deal, they're only going to invest in like pop artists, like Katy Perry, that kind of thing, because they're taking a piece of everything. They're taking a piece of your merch. They're taking a piece of your touring. Money. But that's how they can't sell records anymore.
Right.
So they needed to find another way to make money off their artists. So they're going to push you and put a lot of money into you. Well, they're not going to do that for, the meager album sales that these artists are getting today. So they want to recoup their funds, and the only way they can do that now is to get a piece of the touring, get a piece of, pretty much 360 means that covers everything. So they get a little piece of everything, which, I mean, is terrible for the artists these days. But, we always wanted to have, like, like an indie following kind of thing, you know what I mean? Or an indie label, just some kind of representation. We've always been searching out, yeah. It just has never materialized.
Is it wrong that when we're done with this, I'll probably go back in and get another taco?
I was thinking about after this was over, I was going to go get 3 more.
Because 2 was a nice start, but I don't think I'm done. That was really good. And I almost started to hiccup. Sometimes when I eat spicy food, I hiccup. I thought, oh my God, I'm just going to torpedo my own podcast. Because once I start hiccuping, I truly can't stop for like 30 minutes. Sebastian on the EP kind of sounds like a dick.
That was actually just the first thing that popped out of my mouth was when I wrote the lyric. I was just, Sebastian, you're a bastard. That was just the first thing that came out. And actually turned out the drummer in our band's a school teacher. I kid you not, like 2 days later, he got a message from one of the parents saying that their kid's being bullied, and there's a kid named Sebastian who's calling him a bastard. So we're like, yeah, we're keeping that.
Yep.
Yeah.
See, I just assumed there would be no real life Sebastian, because that to me is like a name from like 1974 London.
Which is perfectly in line with our music.
100% in line.
Yeah.
Something entertaining. We walked into Tacos Garcia tonight. one of the first thing, I think it was Alan said it to me, hey, we're all Niles West High School alumni. I had no idea. We all went to the same high school, not at different times. I went long before either of you. Were you guys Indians?
Yes, Indians.
Okay, so
It was Indians.
We're not
yeah.
wolves. Yeah.
Or Big Red or whatever.
Oh, so you got in under the insensitive, culturally unaware.
Yes, and before they added the X-ray machines and stuff like that. Now they have.
Did you have lots of misspent nights at Jack's?
Oh God, yeah.
You know it's gone now.
I know. It's
Yeah.
they completely tore it down.
Jack's restaurant was on Toohey Avenue up until like last year or the year before. It was an all-night, 24/7 diner, and it was just scandalous because every kid from the area, from Niles West, Niles North, would just show up shit-faced after 10 p.m., embarrassingly so, and more often than not, they'd skip out on the bill.
Hit on all the waitresses.
All the waitresses were like 65 years old.
And they loved it. You know, it was great. What was her name? The one, our favorite one. You remember?
I have no
she was
idea.
just-
I just loved the old guy.
the old guy. What was his name?
Mike.
Mike.
Oh God,
Mike,
he's
that-
smoking.
That's amazing. That is amazing. Hey, do you still talk to friends from high school?
Yeah. Sure. One of my best friends is my year, high school.
You know, I lost touch with everybody. And I will say social media has been very helpful, reintroducing me to people who I enjoyed. And the great thing is I can talk to the people who I enjoyed and keep a safe distance from those who I enjoyed a little less or just didn't know as much. But the weird thing is, I just got the notification. My high school reunions this year, not my first one, my high school reunions this year, I'm ambivalent. I don't feel a strong desire to go. Have you guys gone to any of yours?
I have not.
I
completely avoided them.
Yeah, I would say fuck that. I went. My 10 year is the only one that I went to, and I went because the girl I was dating at the time also attended the Niles West. So we
definitely have to go with someone. You have to go with someone who you went to high school with.
And
You
we
can't,
both were
you
like,
can't bring
hey,
a stranger into that environment
No.
because it would just be really uncomfortable.
No.
It's
Yeah.
already uncomfortable.
Right.
But if you bring like a boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse, whatever, it's just weird.
So weird.
And there's only so much. I'm not excellent at small talk. I get really impatient, and I never know how to stop. I never know like how to break that conversation and move on. And I know it's rude to like look elsewhere as I'm talking to someone. I don't know how to exit a conversation, and that seems like a night of really shitty small talk.
Nonstop.
I can't do it.
Something I'm definitely not good at. So that's why I avoided it like
Yeah.
the plague.
And sometimes they don't even include a bar, so that just makes it that much more difficult.
Yeah, I would have to be completely shit-faced.
I would imagine. And there's a part of me that thinks that a lot of reunion mindset is, I'm going to get late tonight. It's a lot of making up for missed opportunities, blown opportunities, high school awkwardness. Like, I am going to get late. This is it. I missed my chance 10, 20, 30 years ago. I'm on this. Is that accurate?
I think no, absolutely, it's absolutely accurate. I think there's a considerable amount of people that would, it's their fantasy to do that, and you just think about it and then all the missed opportunities that you once had, I know I've been there, I've had moments, in the high fidelity moments where you're kind of in between, thinking, oh, what could have been,
All right, so back to the band, V Sparks, which I love. The new EP is on Bandcamp. Where else can it be found?
Spotify, Apple Music, pretty much,
Google Play.
all the big streaming services.
So if you're hearing this interview, the tricky thing with podcasts is I can't play music. I mean, it is illegal for me to play recorded music on a podcast. But if you're listening to this and are intrigued, if you're wondering where sounds like Queen, T-Rex, Roxy Music, where they've evolved to in the 21st century, this band is it. This band is awesome. The Sweet. I could go on the influences, but just those awesome, those big riffs, those big choruses, those backing vocals. You guys are awesome.
Thank you, man.
All right, so are we going to just wrap this up and go in for more tacos?
Yeah, that sounds good.
One last order of business. To find V Sparks, where do they go? Just vsparks.com?
vsparksmusic.com.
Yep.
How do you get vsparks.com?
We had it, and we lost it to a person named Victoria Sparks or something like that. She was bothering us for V Sparks like for years. Then we accidentally lost it because
We didn't renew.
We forgot to renew because we were in that hiatus period, and she grabbed it from us. So
Can you just agree right now not to do the hiatus thing again? Can you just agree to go just full speed ahead?
we're trying.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. We're always against the grain, right? Because we are doing something that not any other band, for the most part, in Chicago or the States.
Right.
You know, most of, I think, people that identify with what we're doing happen to be overseas.
I believe that.
You know, so it's, you know, already there's been struggles, as any musician has, to kind of have their art come to fruition. But I think even more so for us, just always being a sore thumb sticking out has been a struggle. But no, we love what we do, and we're done with the hiatuses.
Excellent.
And I would like to say just thank you for, you know, continuing in the spirit of keeping the music alive, and for the little people that don't have a voice. We really do appreciate that.